Hello Internet, welcome back to Watch with Joe. It's time for another episode of The Legend of VOX MACHINA. It's getting very tense, very heartbreaking in this show, but before we get down to what happened last time, quick reminder, I am trying to get to 1,000 subscribers by April 1st. The likelihood of this happening is slim, but we continue to try. And I need your help to do that. So if you haven't subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. I need your help. And if you are already subscribed, thank you for one. And two, share with your friends. Tell them to subscribe. Get me to that 1,000, please. Pretty, please. We've just broken 400. So yeah. Help. And now, back to what happened in the last episode of The Legend of VOX MACHINA. And basically, Grog got a bad sword, and the bad sword made him do a stupid thing, and bad sword caused him to skewer Pike at the end, which is devastating and infuriating, because no one, apart from Pike, was questioning him about the sword. Even though people were in earshot, like literally right next to him, when Gilmore said it was a dark magic item. Also, they ended up meeting the other Sphinx, and Scanlan wounded him with the power of song, and by the power of song I mean a fucking power ballad, because oh yeah, thank you Sam Riegel, awesome. I've been listening to power ballads ever since. It's been great, freaking great. And then we had a ancient dragon on Sphinx battle, because Ripley has allied herself with the Chroma Conclave. Yeah, and right at the end of the episode, the party got split up because Grog, Scanlan, and Pike got knocked out of Keyleth's plane shift spell, so they're somewhere else, while Vex, Percy, and Keyleth are in the Fey. So we've got a party split, which is like the worst thing that can happen in D&D. I wonder if it'll be the worst thing that happens in the show based on the campaign run in D&D, but it's not actually D&D, the show, because copyright. So yeah, I guess we're going to find out. All I know is I am very worried about Grog. I'm very worried about Pike because she's dead. And I'm still very worried about Vax because he hasn't told anyone what's going on with him. So it's all very worrying. And plus, that's not even taking into account what's happening with the dragons. So, you know, what a mess. Let's watch the show.
Oh no.
Balfour?
Pike, she was...
With Grog and Scanlan. We have to believe they're okay.
They aren't the only ones.
He's right, Keyleth.
Hello, little floof? Oh, that is the prettiest bird I have ever...
Ah! Ah! The horror!
Welcome to the Fey Realm.
Balcor! Jesus. This is going to be so fucked up.
Why, I read every single text I could get my hands on. You needn't worry.
Percy being excited worries me.
Hmm?
Ah!
The environment may react to your mood. Just project positivity and it will remain harmless. Watch.
wasting this on a plant.
Ha!
Shouldn't have happened. Don't understand.
What else is new?
Ooh, Vax. You are in such a mood. Okay, Pike. Heal yourself. Heal yourself.
It was an accident.
Heal yourself, Pike.
But the wound won't close all the way.
Oh, you bitch.
It wasn't the sword's fault. I mean,
It was either the sword or you, Grog.
you're right. They are jealous.
Oh, no.
I don't know what that sword is telling me.
No!
Who are you gonna listen to, huh? That sword? Or me?
Grog! Grog, what are you doing? Grog! Okay, Grog.
Do it, buddies.
Oh! Oh, holy crap!
Hey, what you doing? But whatever Craven Edge did, I couldn't reverse it.
My muscles! Where'd they go?
Oh my god, it's Skinny Grog!
No. I'm as beauty as Max!
Easy, buddy.
Who are you and why are you following us?
A simple wanderer who enjoys a little entertainment. You can call me Carmilli.
Oh.
Keeping notes on us, were you?
The logo made me think it was Artagan. But he's Gamilli? I mean, it doesn't look like Artagan. Oh my god.
Unless you hate them.
The likenesses aren't bad.
Oh, good grief.
Why do I have three?
This is where Jester got it from. It has to be Artagan. He's just not being Artagan.
No need.
My books were filled with creatures like this. Best we ignore him.
Your books have done a fat lot of good for us so far.
Percy's only trying to help.
Yeah, but...
Heard that before.
Exactly, yeah. I'm kind of with Vax on this one.
Now that
I just need a minute.
Oh, Grog.
Well, we got some miles behind us.
Oh, wow! Poor Grog. I mean, we got a badass country song from Scanlan and Pike, but, you know. Poor Grog.
You'd make a neat rug, huh?
What rug?
Buddy.
No, I just... I never thought I'd see Scanlan the caregiver. It's not a bad thing.
Oh, well, I mean...
Grog's drowning on a wineskin!
Oh, God. Shoot! Shoot! Get away!
Oh, Pike's blushing!
That's a
Oh,
problem.
yeah. This isn't good. Ooh. Is this like a gelatinous cube kind of thing, but not cube?
Vex'ahlia! Thank goodness. I was worried those spores might have.
Oh, they high as fuck. Oh, that's scary. Ooh.
Let's never fight again, okay? I love you so much.
Oh god.
Fuck's sake, work! Now!
Ooh. Okay. Yikes. That was different.
I don't know what's happening, but it's like I'm headed in a different direction from the rest of you.
Oh.
I appreciate you having my back, Percival. But where I'm going, I don't think you can follow.
My mind connected to nature on a spiritual level. I mean, I
get it now.
You're still
We're all
tripping,
just
aren't you, Keelan?
prisoners of our own anxieties, searching for connection in this.
There it is.
Well, you guessed wrong. Garmili was merely the traveler on this journey.
The Traveler.
The fool can become a god, served by champions armed with vestiges. But all he can think about is gold.
Oh dear. So that's why she's doing it. She wants the vestiges for power as well.
Alas, we'll have to pass through it to reach your bog.
That city almost looks elven.
That's because it is.
It's so
Oh.
grown.
You've been there before.
We lived
Oh.
With our father.
Oh, fuck! Ooh. Oh no, they're gonna have to talk to their father. He's such a dick though in the flashbacks. Ooh. So, that was episode 7 of The Legend of VOX MACHINA, season 2. Okay, so where to begin? Let's begin with Grog, Pike, and the Scan Man. I was worried for a moment there. I was really worried then that the sword had too much of a hold on Grog and that he wouldn't be able to break from it. But he did, and he broke the sword, and it broke him. It sapped all of his strength. Now, I would assume that some sort of greater restoration would fix that in-game, if that's how it went down in-game, but obviously I don't know. Some restorative draft is seemingly what the plan is. It was... I'm sure Travis had a lot of fun doing the doing Grog's VO for this episode, because it's just sad, depressed Grog being a little bit of a baby, and yeah, I imagine that would have been quite fun, based on usually it's rage and little dumb and misunderstanding of things. So I imagine that was a nice little change of pace for Travis doing Grog. It was interesting seeing Scanlan be so, as Pike gave it, like Scanlan the caregiver, because it's a very different side to what we're used to seeing of Scanlan. And I think this is the influence of the last episode and what the Sphinx was telling him, and him trying to be truer to himself and to show his heart a bit more, which is good. And it made Pike blush, which is interesting, because we know Scan Man wants that little gnome. And they've arrived somewhere at the end of the episode. I don't know where, but they have arrived somewhere, and they are seemingly back on Taldore. Which makes me think they must be somewhere near Westrun, seeing as Keyleth was trying to take them to the next vestige. And the two that Scanlan saw were the bow and the gauntlets, and the gauntlets are in Westrun. So that's my guess. And we know that there is a fight coming up against a dragon, because it was in the trailer, that trying to go inside a dragon. So I'm assuming that's Umbrasil. Yeah, so they're in Westrun, so it's all coming to a head in Westrun, I assume. Now moving on to the Fey. I mean, the Fey is a weird place, as anyone knows who's looked at anything where some sort of like fairy land, or if you call it like fairy or Fey or whatever, they're always weird. They're always trippy. It's like it's like falling down the rabbit hole. In that sense, that's what I always imagine the Fae to be like. Excuse me. Percy being so confident of his knowledge of the Fae is interesting, because I find when Percy's confident, he will soon be knocked on his ass, and he was a couple of times, which was interesting to see. Vax finally starting to open up, and interestingly, he opened up to Percy. Maybe it's because he cares less about Percy, so he doesn't feel the pain of the possible future of him not being able to be with them when he thinks about telling Vex or Keyleth. Because either any way you cut it, those are the two most important people in his world. Not that we've seen much Keyleth Vax stuff this season, but going on previous, that's what I assume anyway. I could be wrong though on that front. This little fawn character, I'm confused. There's so many hints towards the Traveller, but he doesn't look like the Traveller, or at least what he was described as in campaign 2. But I mean, he's got the book with the friggin' Traveller icon on it, and the drawings are like straight out of Jester's sketchbooks, I imagine, anyway. Laura, if you somehow managed to watch this episode of me watching your show, please tell me, is that what Jester's sketchbooks look like? Thank you. That's the most ridiculous statement I've ever made. Yeah, I'm very curious about that, because I thought it was Artagan, but then he said a different name, and he was a fawn, and not what I thought Artagan looked like. So maybe it's just Artagan in a different form, and he's just messing with them. That makes sense, because at the end of the day, as charismatic as he may be, Artagan is one thing always, and that's a dick. So yeah. And at the end we saw a city in the Fae, and it's Singon, and we heard Singon mentioned a couple of times. We've heard it mentioned by Vex and Vax, and that's where their father lived, and we knew that. And we also heard Kima say in episode 5, that Singon had blinked out as soon as the dragons attacked. So they've blinked themselves to the Fae. I mean, okay, a whole city just blinked in the to another realm. That's extreme, but I mean, it's a good defense mode against, dragons, especially if you've got like a lot of wealth in the city, which, elves. So I imagine there's going to be some sort of head-to-head with the father, and I mean, when we saw him in flashbacks, he was such a dick. I wanted to punch him so bad. So I'm kind of hoping that Vax does, to be honest. Yeah, the tripping scene was trippy, and one thing which interests me was when we're looking at Vex's part of it is when the heart symbol flew over and hit Percy in her visions, and that was interesting. Yeah. Yeah, it was a weird episode, but I mean it's cool. I mean, don't get me wrong, very cool episode, but it was a weird one because I mean the party split, Grog is feeble, and the Fey is just freaking trippy, man. I mean, you know, but my feelings are still the same. I mean, Grog is mostly saved at this point from himself and the sword, so that worry can be put to the side. Just shove that off the table now. So my worry is still mostly Vax, because the boy is tormented. He thinks he's being pulled in a direction away from his sister and his friends, and I think I just think he needs to talk to them. I still think that, and yeah, I just want him to talk to his sister, and I want him to talk to Keyleth about it, and I want him to try and get a handle on it. Maybe honestly, maybe he needs to go and go to a temple for the Raven Queen and just, you know, ask, what do you want from me? maybe let's just go direct, you know, and he'll get some answers. But I think he's still processing the fact that he is forever changed. Don't know. Anyway, on to the next episode. Aha! And that's it for this video. Thank you very much for joining me. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell, and comment below. All those things help me grow the channel so I can keep doing this for you, the internet. Tell me your thoughts about episode 7 in the comments. I will join you there, and I'll see you in the next video.